Okay, first post is set. So there it is in all its gloriness. It's in 3 feet in the ground. Looks like we only need 1 bag of concrete instead of 2. So we're gonna have extra concrete to do something with. That concrete is definitely not gonna be enough to make a slab out of this, but I'm sure we can do something with it. We put 2 bracing on here, and we're gonna let this sit overnight to let it firm up. So this is the first post in, then followed by the other 3 corners, then the intermediates. Okay, we got the second and third posts in. We have our band across the top on those 2 sides. Took us about 2 hours to do this. Took a lot longer than we wanted. Of course, we're probably doing it the old and slow way. I had to end up making these holes bigger because at the end of the day, I'm an idiot. But that's fine. Bigger hole means more concrete can go in there, which means it'll be more sturdy. So it's not the worst thing in the world. So we have the 3/4 in. We're both exhausted, plus it's starting to get late. So we're stopping for today. We'll do the 4th one in the morning. Then we'll start in on the interiors. Now, let's take over here. All right. I don't know how well it's going to see on video, but that's what the corner is going to look like. They don't they go not touching each other. So it's not a butt, it's not a miter, but it is what it is. It's going to be up near the roof line, so I really don't care. So that's today's work, about 2 hours. So start in the morning. Okay, we're just doing the 3rd side right now, and we learned something yesterday, so I wanted to do a quick snippet on this. The first piece that we did, which is the far side over there, which is a 12-foot piece, we got up there, we got it leveled, and then when we went to go screw it, we just hiked the 2x6 up there, and then we just manhandled it until I got it screwed in place. It was an epic pain, to say the least. When we got to the 16-foot side, it was just too heavy to do that with. We would have dropped it and probably killed ourselves in the process. So Andrea came up with an idea, or as my stepmother would say, an idea, is we got one of our 2x4s, we put underneath it, so we have just 1 screw in there to stabilize it. So then now all we have to do is go up there and screw in the 2x6, and we don't have that awkward thing like we did yesterday of trying to hold the 2x6 exactly in place while we were trying to screw it in place, because let me tell you how not fun that was. So I don't know if you call it a pro tip. There's any framers up there, you're probably like, duh, but that's what we learned yesterday. Okay, all 4 sides are up. It is as level as it's going to get, probably within a degree or so, all the way around on all 4 sides. The 2 front posts are cocked a little on this way, so I'm going to have to, I was wanting to do the roof first, but if this thing's not 100% plumb, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do all the walls and siding next, and we'll have to do the roof last. It's not the worst thing in the world, because part of the reason why I put this band here is so the sheathing on the walls are completely separated from each other. So the sheathing up on the roof itself will not touch the sheathing here. They'll touch these 2x6s. So next up is I'm going to have to enlarge in some of these holes because they're in the wrong spots. And then we're going to put in all the other intermediate posts. We will definitely get to these back 5 today, and we might or might not get to the other 4, because this, we just poured concrete on this right now, so I want it to set for a little bit. So that's what we're going to be doing next, and so we'll see how long this takes. This took an inordinate amount of time to do between yesterday and today. Took us probably about 4 or 5 hours, but 1, we're inexperienced at doing this, and 2, I don't mind taking the time on this, is because if we screw this up where it's not plumb and not level, then it will compound issues going forward. So I don't mind spending a little bit of time on this, as long as it means we don't have a whole bunch of issues in the future. Okay, rest of them are up. So in one day, we did this corner right here, and the 2x6s on top, and we did all the intermediate posts and set them in concrete. And to the best of our abilities, they are plumb and level. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to come back in with another 2x6 on the inside here and put a band of 2x6 all the way around on the inside to help the load above for the roof and the knee walls and stuff. Then once that's done, we're going to frame all the interior walls here and then set the sheathing. I originally did not want to set the sheathing before the roof, but it's out of level just a little bit on the sides, so we're just going to go ahead and do the sheathing first. At the end of the day, I don't think it really matters, so we'll do that. So this is this step done. Okay, I know it doesn't seem like much, but we spent about 4 hours today working on our little header beams up here. So what we did is, where we have the one on the outside of the post that we put up yesterday, well, today we cut and put another piece across the inside all the way around. And so this will create more support, so when we put the roof up, hopefully it's not going to collapse. Hopefully Andrea didn't hear that. And then on the front piece, instead of a 2x6, we put a 2x8, and we're having it hang down. Reason we're doing that is so when we put the door on, the door will have something when it closes to close into, so it won't, so we can't push it in, at least from the top. That's the theory, at least. We did the same thing on the well house, and that seemed to work really good, so we're doing that here. Plus, from a long time ago, from before we had the culvert in, we bought 2x8s, and that's how we actually traversed the ditch to get here. So we put the 2x8s across the ground and we just walked over them. So we're actually reusing one of those from the good old days of before we got the culvert. Andrea also did a little video of me installing one of the pieces on the back. I'm going to put that after this video. I don't know if that's going to be a time lapse or not. I'll just have to see when I go to edit the video together. But this part is done. I think I'm going to put this as part of the second video, and then we will go from there.